Hello everyone, Inferno the Fowler here, and we are talking about Isleweaver. So this video is about a few critiques and problems I had with the event that I think could have been done differently to make the event better. I want to make it clear this video is not meant to hate on Isleweaver or on Digital Extremes. This is simply constructive criticism. I did overall like the event, and I really enjoyed the fact that I could play my Warframe and not have to be stuck in Drifter the entire time, and I like the overall layout of the new map. It was really nice, and I'm glad it is staying. However, there are a few things I had problems with for the event. First off, my big thing was with the actual missions, which was just fighting the same boss again. I was really disappointed to see that the boss we've been dealing with since the release of Deviri was the end boss in this mission, and also he had damage attenuation. Basically, that means the more shots you deal into him, the less damage you're going to deal, so it's kind of a way of making sure the boss takes longer, which is really annoying. I really enjoyed Araxia, and I was hoping she would have been the final boss. I think it would have made more sense, and as you can see, people in chat agreed with me on that. They were kind of a little disappointed seeing the same boss that we've been dealing with since the beginning of Deviri, and the boss is also the raid boss in Deviri as well. I was really hoping that it would have been someone else, or just Araxia. I think Araxia would have been good, and just adding another mission to run around Deviri instead would have made, I think, it a little better overall. Dealing with damage attenuation is really annoying. Another thing that I get because it is Deviri, but someone in chat was also a little frustrated with this, the fact that we have to deal with random loadouts. I do get it makes sense since Deviri is supposed to be a roguelike area, but it does suck for a community event having to deal with loadouts that are not what you want. I get it is part of Deviri, it's just something that's a little unfortunate that I was not a fan of, that I wanted to be able to choose my own loadout for an actual event, especially when, again, damage attenuation. But the main problem I have is here, with the actual shop for Dominus Thorax. So I like the fact, as you can tell, I actually muted him because I did not want to listen to him talk right now. I am really liking the fact that we can buy more arcanes, stance forma, you can buy multiple Basmu or Seti Laceras if you want to sell those. You know, all the insignias, the Pathos clamps. But I was really kind of hoping there would have been something else resource-wise we could have purchased multiples of. You know, it would have been really nice to have the actual regular forma in here, or Kuva. I think that would have been a really good addition, allowing you to actually stock up on a resource you're going to use a lot. Whereas I get the arcanes being kind of capped. Kind of sucks that they're capped, especially because the way to get points for this event is not through the normal way, which is just grinding the mission. The only way for your points to count for this Dominus Aureus collected was to spend them in mission. And it kind of sucks that the three things that are permanent is this declaration that no one's really going to use many of. Maybe someone will be creative and make something with it, but for the most part, you're not going to want a ton of these. And then blueprints, which Seti Lacera's kind of nice and Basmu's decent, but they're not really weapons a ton of people are searching for. So, and because they do pretty much come back in every event, not many people I know of are trying to buy their blueprints. So I think it's kind of unfortunate that the three main things you could buy continuous of to get a ton of points are three things that you're really not going to use a ton of. I really wish it would have been Kuva, Forma, and that's probably it. Even maybe another resource that's not something specifically Deviri related would have been nice, but allowing you to stockpile on something else, I think it would have been fun. And it would have been a lot more helpful, and I definitely would have grinded out the event more had that been a thing. I really do like this. The whole tier list for the clans. I just kind of wish you could have seen how many tiers there are, because I'm not sure where silver is. But again, the whole spending thing is just I'm not a fan of that. I really like just doing the event, getting the resources, and that counts towards the increase. I think it's a little frustrating that we're required to spend it, because even though it's just 6, here there's, as you can see, I have 6 here that are not counting towards this clan because there's nothing I can actually buy that is just 6. Even, okay, these I could buy, but again, they're all capped, so I have 6 points here that are just of no use, which again, I think would have been better if I could actually just get the points for this event by grinding the missions instead of needing to buy stuff. But all in all, I think it was an interesting little change they tried to do. With that being said, though, I'd love to know what you all think. Feel free to comment down below, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your opinions, if you liked how the event was, if you agree with some of the things I said, or if you think I missed the mark. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you all next time. All right, everyone, take care all. Peace.